welcome back to Herrin Twins.
I'm Aaliyah.
I'm Kendra.
And we are here with Gabby.
Yeah, so she is a former conjoined twin also. So we're going to interview her and just ask her some questions about being a conjoined twin.
Yeah.
And just her experience with everything after that. And so first off, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name's Gabby. I'm 22, and I was born a conjoined twin. Me and my sister, we were conjoined at the hip, and we were separated when we were just 8 months old. And when we were separated, she got one leg and I got the other, because the way we were conjoined, we were like this and shared a pair of legs, I think, similarly to you guys. Mm-hmm. So from the waist up, everything was normal, but other than that, we each got one leg. So
yeah. And what it looked like in the, like, I looked at pictures of you like on TikTok and Instagram and stuff. What it looked like, it was a little different than us. Like, were you guys more facing outwards than inwards towards each other, or what was it?
I think we were more outwards because we have scoliosis, so our backs, they're kind of shaped like this, so kind of leaning more this way. Mm-hmm. And so when we were conjoined, we were pretty much conjoined like this. So I think a little bit different than you guys.
Yeah.
Do you have a rod or anything like that for your scoliosis?
I don't have a rod for my back or anything like that. I've seen a lot of doctors about it, but because I don't have another hip and the position of my back, they didn't want to overcorrect it, so we just decided to leave it alone. And so far, I haven't had any issues from it. I mean, it's uncomfortable, but I live with it, you know.
So do you not have a pelvis then?
I have half a pelvis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have rods, so that's what we were wondering, like if you have scoliosis with the rod, but...
Yeah, I know. I seen one of your guys' photos of you guys. I think you were going into surgery or something for it, and I was like, that's really interesting. I wonder if I could do that. But
yeah,
I think every case is so different, and it's crazy to learn about.
Yeah, it is. It really is. So what organs did you share when you were conjoined?
So we shared our intestines. So when we were separated, she got the small bowel, and I got the large bowel. And then we shared a pair of kidneys, but she got one kidney, I got the other kidney. We only had one bladder, so she got the bladder and I didn't get a bladder. And then I think, I'm not sure because it's kind of up in the air. We have some papers that say what they think we have, but I'm not really sure other than that. I don't think we've shared too many organs, but everything else is pretty normal. But mostly it was like the intestines and the kidneys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We only had one kidney between the two of us. So
oh my goodness.
You're lucky.
That's crazy.
She got it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you got the kidney?
Yeah, she got a transplant from my mom, and then about 2 years ago got another transplant. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
So did you each have a bladder too, or no?
I don't remember what it was.
I don't know if they constructed any.
I think they split it in half and then just repaired the other side or something. I don't really know, because we definitely do have smaller bladders than everyone.
Yeah, I don't have a bladder, so my sister lucked out on that part. She got the kidney and the bladder, and so I kind of my kidney, it works overtime. It works as a bladder and a kidney, and both in one.
Oh,
so
no.
It's super fun.
How's your kidney function since it's working?
Okay, so my kidney functions surprisingly really good.
Oh,
I have no
great.
issues with the function. I do get kidney infections and kidney stones a lot, and it gets inflamed a lot just because, like I said, it's kind of like working overtime. But other than that, everything's really good with my kidney. The only thing is I just need a bladder, but...
Yeah. What kind of mobility devices do you use? Like, to get around and stuff?
I use a wheelchair. Pretty much, that's the only one I really use. because my back is so bad, it's kind of hard for me to use the walker and the crutches. I could use crutches, but not for very long periods of time. And then we used to use walkers as our main, like, source of, mobility, but it was just really hard on our backs, and I felt like I was an old man at the age of like 12 years old. So I was like, I'll just use a wheelchair from now on.
Do you push yourself in your wheelchair, like, with your arms and everything?
Yeah, it's a manual chair, and I push myself. I used to use a scooter in high school, but I just prefer the manual wheelchair just because I feel like it's easier to get around that way. But yeah, so that's all I really use.
Do you have any health issues today that, like, from the surgery or anything?
I think I mentioned in some of my videos we had some mesh that they had put in our stomachs after our separation. And so they removed a majority of it, but I still have a small patch of mesh in my upper abdominal wall. And as well as I've developed a bunch of fistulas in my upper abdomen. And so I found that out last fall. So it hasn't given me any issues so far, but I have had issues with fistulas before, so I'm kind of hoping that it stays that way. And then I do have the kidney issues once in a while. Other than that, I'm relatively healthy. I don't really have very many issues as a result from us being conjoined. I think it's mostly me dealing with my urostomy. And so that's a big thing that I deal with. But other than that, I think everything else is pretty normal.
That's good. That's good. I don't want to go too deep unless you're okay with it.
I'm okay. I'm an open book. You can ask me anything.
Okay, so what happened with your sister?
Okay, so my sister, when we were separated, like I said, they had put mesh to act as a stomach wall. And later on, we both became really sick from it. She had a lot more health issues than I did growing up. When we were, I think, 8 or 9, she had some issues. Her bowels had collapsed. She had a lot of health issues later on. And then we ended up both getting really sick in 2011 from the mesh. Both of our mesh became very infected over time. And so then we had to go in for surgeries to get it removed. My surgery was really successful, but hers not so much. I think hers was just already too bad before they caught it. She had been sick for a really long time. She had been on TPN. I'm not sure if you guys know what TPN is.
Is it like the food through the IV?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she had been on TPN, and she'd had the PICC line and the Portacath, and she was just on IV meds for a very long time. And then once the mesh happened, I think it was kind of just like, the tip of the iceberg. It made everything go downhill from there. She wasn't as strong, so she was put into a medically induced coma. We were hospitalized at the same time, but we were on different units. She was in the intensive care unit, and I was in the step-down intensive care unit. And all the while I was getting better, she just kind of declined, and it was getting worse and worse. And eventually I got discharged from the hospital November 4th, 2011, and she passed away November 5th, 2011. So
That's
it's
really hard.
It was hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. It sucks.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Yeah. How old were you when that all happened?
Oh, we were 13.
How old are you now?
I'm 22.
Cool.
So we are coming up on 9 years
Wow.
that she's passed away. So actually tomorrow is our separation anniversary.
Oh, that's so cool.
October 13th, yeah.
Cool.
It's been a long time. A few people have been asking me if I got to see my sister while we were in the hospital together, because we were in the same hospital and just down the hall from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so they wanted to know, because we were in the hospital together for almost 3 months, and they wanted to know if we were able to see each other at all during that time. So the entire time that we were in the hospital together, for almost 3 months, I'd only got to see her one time. And that's because she was in a coma, and she was so sick that I guess they didn't really want both of our bacteria to harm each other, because we were isolated too. So we couldn't really have too many visitors, and it was just really dangerous for us to see each other. And not only that, but it was hard because, she was so sick and in her coma, and I was pretty sick at first too, and healing from my surgery to the point I couldn't even sit up in bed. I was laying down for weeks. I couldn't sit up. It was just, my whole stomach was, stapled together, and hers too, and she had wounds and stuff. So one time in the hospital, my mom had fought the nurses to let me see my sister. And I think it's because subconsciously we knew that my sister was letting go and she wasn't going to be here very much longer. And I wanted to be able to see her. It had been a long time, and she was just down the hall from me, and I missed her. It was really hard being without her. So the nurses, they had gowned me up and put gloves on me, and they unlocked my bed, and they pushed my gurney to my sister's room, and they pushed my bed right up next to hers. And I got to see my sister for the last time. And it was really nice. I got to see her, and she was intubated, so she had tubes and everything like that, but she was a little bit awake, and she was able to do a little bit of sign language to me and tell me that she loved me, and I got to talk to her for the last time. And so I'm not sure, I don't remember how long we got to see each other for, but it was, it was it was hard, because I think I knew, but that was the last time. So I think that's the hardest thing too, is like knowing that I was so close, and I was only getting better, and she wasn't. And so I have had like a lot of guilt after that, I think it's just a natural thing to feel, and I wished that I was able to see her more, but I think for that I always cherish that moment, that last moment, more, because it was so special, and we had to fight for it to happen. So I think it just made it that much more special to see her.
Yeah.
But
That's
How long before she passed away was that?
probably a month or less than a month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because, I would say less than a month. Everything back then is such a blur. It's hard to, because I was young. I was 13, and there was just so much going on that I didn't think that I really realized back then. So I think I have a hard time remembering a whole lot, but it wasn't very long before she passed away.
So you said it was all blur and everything. Is that just because, like, it was such a long period of time that you don't know?
I think, the fact that it's been, well, first, because I think it's been almost 9 years. It's a long time, And then I think also I blocked a lot of stuff out because it was just hard for me to kind of face it, even though it was right in front of my face. And I think because I was so young, I tried to, turn from it and, like I said, block a lot of stuff out so it wouldn't hurt as bad. Try to disconnect myself from it. But at the same time, as I get older, I realize a lot of things. And I realize how sick she actually was. And I start to remember things. I remember that last visit. I remember thinking one time in the hospital, well, maybe if I pray that this sounds so silly, but I said maybe if I pray, if I get worse, then she'll get a little bit better. Take some of that pain off of her. And so then this one time I was praying and I was praying, God, make me worse, make me sick so that she gets better. And that same day I had started developing a fever, and I had to get a tube in my nose, and I was just not doing very good. And 13-year-old me thought, well, thank God, this is it. She's going to get better now because I'm getting sick right now. And I think that was silly of me to think that, but I think just me being so young and wanting to take that burden off of my sister, that's where my mindset was. And so I was only sick, and I only had that tube in my nose for a couple days, and then I ended up getting better, and then I went home. And then she did too the day after, but she just went. It was a different kind for her.
Yeah. Well,
but, yeah, so it's hard.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. That's not the greatest. Did she look a lot like you?
So I think that we didn't look alike at all. At sometimes. I felt like, because we were identical, but I don't think we looked alike. But everyone else, they couldn't tell us apart besides our legs. So I don't know. I don't think we looked alike. But sometimes now I'll look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, you look just like her. And it's kind of scary because I see her, it's very strained. I see her looking back at me sometimes. Very seldom, though. But I don't think we looked alike at all. Other people have different opinions, though.
Do you think we look alike?
I don't think you guys look alike. I think you look like sisters, so I don't think you guys look like twins.
Yeah, people say we don't look alike, which is weird.
It's probably my steroids, though.
Yeah, because of her kidney transplant and everything. She looks a little different with the medicine she's on. So.
When we were getting a little bit older, my sister, she was so much littler than I was. She was so skinny, and she was tiny. She had a little, baby voice. And I was a chunk. I was gaining weight, and I was just, chubby. And she always let me know, too, how chubby I was. And so I think that's why we looked a lot different, too, because I was more chubbier than she was. So, but I think that was how we were able to be told apart, because I was the chunky one.
What was her name?
Her name's Michaela.
So Gabby and Michaela.
Yeah, we were named after angels, Michael and Gabriel.
Oh, cool.
So,
That's so cool.
yeah, Michaela and Gabrielle.
That's cool.
Have you ever been bullied or anything like that?
Oh, yes. I have been bullied. I've had my fair share of that during high school and growing up. It was very fun.
Where'd you live?
So I'm from California. I'm from a small town in California. And a small town, people just not very nice sometimes. Yeah, we got picked on quite a bunch. I was always the more sensitive one, so I would always cry about it, and my sister was tough. She was more sassy than I am, so she'd kind of like people, but I would cry. But yeah, I did have my fair share of being bullied in high school and everything like that, so.
Yeah, I don't understand why people have to do that.
Yeah.
Just
live your life. Go.
Yeah.
Right. It's I don't understand why my condition bothers you so much, but whatever, I guess. So
yeah.
I think now I've gotten better about it. People staring and making rude comments, especially being on the internet, you kind of develop thick skin.
Yeah.
And so I kind of just have to laugh about it now, make jokes about myself before anyone else can make jokes about me. So
yeah.
I think my sister would be proud of me. I finally came around to stop being such a sissy.
Do you ever, I know we do this, do you ever make jokes with people you don't know very well? You say something about yourself, about having one leg or something, and they don't know if they can laugh or not?
All the time.
It's
That's
so
my
funny.
favorite thing to do is make fun of myself. And sometimes I forget who I'm around and they get uncomfortable and I'm like, it's okay. If I can laugh at myself, you can laugh at me. I always tell people, I'm like, you can make fun of me. Go ahead. Just hit me with it. Because I think it's funny. I mean, you just have to laugh at yourself sometimes. So
Yeah.
Where do you live now?
I recently moved to Idaho a little over a year ago. So I'm in Idaho Falls now. So it's pretty nice.
What are you doing there? Just
chilling. Just kidding. But we moved here because we just kind of wanted something different from California. The doctors and everything in California are amazing, but it's so overpopulated that I would only be able to see my doctor, like for my kidney per se, I would only be able to see him once every 6 to 8 months. So we decided, I can't really do this anymore. We need to change. And so we knew some people here, and we just decided to make the move. And I really like it here. I mean, the doctors are amazing. If I need something, I can go see them within days and not, almost a year. So it's pretty nice.
Yeah, that is nice. A lot of people I've heard of are moving out of California now. It's like such a thing now.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people here too in Idaho, they're like, you Californians are taking over our state. And I'm like, sorry.
Same here
This
in
is
Utah.
nice.
There's so many people that will like move into my neighborhood, and I'm like, where are you from? And they're like, California. I'm like, cool.
Nice.
So,
Would you rather people stare or ask you what happened?
I would rather people ask.
Same.
I get a lot of stares, and I know that most of the time people are just curious and they're not being rude. So I would rather people come up to me and start a conversation and ask me, because I don't think it's them being nosy. I think it's curiosity, and I like to talk about it. I'm really open about it. So, I'm open to talk to anybody about it. And so, I think I'd rather them come ask me.
yeah, will little kids ever ask you what happened to your leg and you'll answer with some crazy thing?
Yep, I always try to come up with some crazy explanation as to why my leg is gone, and I think the famous one is a shark attack.
Same.
So a few months ago, a little kid had come up to me and asked me in the store what happened, and I said, I don't know, I think a shark took my leg. And he starts crying, and he's like, no, I hope you can find it. And he was like, I'm so scared. And he ran to his dad, and he was like, she got bit by a shark. And then he comes back up to me, and he's like, you be strong for me, okay? You be strong. I'll get that shark for you. And I was like, okay. But I felt so bad because I traumatized him, so I think I have to be careful with that one.
Yeah. I never usually tell people that. It's usually my friends that will cut in and be like, this is what happened.
Yeah, it's like my sisters do that too. I have other sisters, and they always kind of like will jump in and make an excuse for me. I think one of the more unique ones was around Christmas time. Somebody had asked me where my leg went, and my mom said, oh, I think the Grinch stole her leg. And so I think that one was really funny and creative. We always try to think of excuses and reasons like that.
Yeah, that's good. We've only ever used the shark one, so we need to come up with more too.
You do. It's pretty funny seeing people's reactions.
Yeah, I think it's more of little kids, but like when adults ask me, I usually just tell them straight up.
Yeah.
Like I work at a grocery store, and I get it like at least once a day. Now.
Yeah, I think too, like adults, because they understand more, but to kids, if I tell them I'm a conjoined twin, they're like, huh? And so I'm like, I'm an alien, it's fine.
We say to little kids, like when we're actually answering it, we say we were stuck together when we were born.
Yeah, I use that one too. And
So
they
they
think that's so cute and that's so amazing. And it makes me feel good because I'm like, they think I'm cool.
Yeah, I love when they go, oh, that's so cool.
It's funny, I love that.
How many siblings do you have?
Oh God, how many siblings do I have? I have 6.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
So I have one brother, and then the rest are all my sisters.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, big family.
That's crazy. So do you have any questions for us? Like you were wondering.
I don't know. I guess I was wondering, like, if you guys are, like, totally inseparable. Me and my twin sister, even though we were separated, we were still like stuck together all the time. And I don't know, we were just best friends in the entire world.
So, I don't know. We
go a lot of places together.
Yeah, we're mostly together all the time. But like, we fight like normal siblings.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We have the same friends. So.
Yeah. I was actually going to ask if you guys had shared friends because me and my sister did. Because we never went anywhere without each other. Mm-hmm. So we kind of made the same friends. And I don't know, we were just always together. And I mean, we shared the same room. We just, everything was me and her.
Yeah, we don't share a room, but they're right next to each other. We know some other former conjoined twins, and they don't share friends. And I'm like, what? How?
That is so crazy, yeah. It's crazy. Whenever my sister had passed away, I'm not trying to get sad, I'm so sorry. Mm-hmm. It was hard for me to sleep in the same bedroom that I had slept in because... it was like, who am I going to share a room with now? Who am I going to share friends with now? I kind of had to learn how to do everything all over again and kind of navigate through life, without her. Mm-hmm. And so I guess because we were so close, it made it that harder afterwards. So I guess, I don't know. It's nice seeing you guys so close, and I don't know. It's just a good feeling.
Yeah. We need to meet up because we live so close together.
I know.
Yeah.
We do. It's crazy. I was just thinking it's like looking in a mirror at you guys. So it's crazy. I really want to meet you guys.
We have a friend that goes to BYU, Idaho, up there. And
it's like 30 minutes away
from like the town you live in. So when we go visit her, we'll come and see you too. Because, it would be so fun to meet up.
That would be awesome. I've been dying to meet you guys, and then, I don't know, with the pandemic and everything like that, it's been so hard to do anything, so I feel so bad. Actually, in Blackfoot, it's like 30 minutes away from where I live. There's another set of conjoined twins that live here.
Callie and Carter.
And I've talked to their mom a few times, and I'm still waiting to meet them. It's just with the pandemic, it's so hard to plan it. Everything, it keeps falling through, but they're so adorable. And I thought it was crazy that, because I lived in California, California's a big place, so I'd never met anyone like me before. And then I come to Idaho, and there's people just like me that are so close. So I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, we've met Callie and Carter like 4 times maybe. Like, they're...
we did a video with them.
Yeah, they're super sweet. Like, they're so cute because they're, like, still babies. Like,
yeah, that's awesome. They are so adorable. Yeah. I love seeing pictures of them, and they're just so sweet. They remind me of me and my sister.
Do you know what form of conjoined twin? I don't even know what we were.
Everyone knows the kind that they were, and I'm like, I don't know. I should know it. We do YouTube, and we should know the form that we were, but I'm sure I've heard it, but I don't know exactly what the name is.
I think it was, I'm going to butcher this so badly. It sounds like a dinosaur or something like that. Like, I don't really know. I think it's called, oh my God, I'm going to get shredded for saying this, but I think it's Esophagus, Parophagus. I don't know.
Would you be considered the same kind or just a little bit different?
I would assume the same kind or pretty close because, you guys are the first twins that I've seen that are like pretty much almost exactly like me and my sister. So I'd say we're the same. My mom, she was really awesome because, there's a lot of twins that like they have to dress exactly alike and you can't even tell them apart. And my mom was awesome. She let us be our own individuals. So we would wear, the colors that we liked and the outfits that we liked, and we would get to pick our own costume and whatnot. And like, I think it's cool. Like, sometimes we would still dress the same and stuff like that, but we really got to be like our own person, which was really nice. And that kind of helped us build our own personalities. So we were pretty different from each other.
Even when we were conjoined, so since we were 4, when we were separated, we had, like, the shirts we would wear sometimes would get sewn together that they were different shirts, but they still kind of matched. Yeah, but we'd wear the same, like, jeans.
I was gonna ask you if your guys' personalities are like very different from each other's, because mine and my sister's personalities, we were so close, but we were also polar opposites from each other.
Sure.
So I was curious to see how you guys were too.
Yeah, I'm definitely more outgoing. Like, she won't stand up for herself in public or anything, and I do.
I will when I'm in the hospital and stuff. That's one thing I'll do.
Right.
People that watch this video, if you met her in person, she wouldn't talk. Unless it was someone like you, like someone she had something
It's
in common with.
if someone's outgoing, then I'll be outgoing.
Like you feed off of their energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's how me and my sister were. Kayla was very outgoing, and she was very girly, and she was very sassy, and she just really spoke her mind, especially in the hospital. But she would get in fights with her nurses and stuff because that's just how she was. And then she was really sassy in school, and I was always really like shy and reserved, and I still am. I'm like really like introverted, and I would not ever be caught wearing makeup. I would never take my hair out of my ponytail, and she'd always be like trying to force me to put makeup on, and she wanted me to do my hair, and she wanted me to look like a girl with her. And so I'd never budge. I mean, right up until we were 13, I would never come around to being a girly girl like she was. And so now that I'm into makeup and everything like that, I really am like, I hope she's proud of me because I finally came around to being a girl. So
Yeah.
I think that's funny, though. We're really different in that way.
Do you drive, like, a car?
I don't.
You don't?
I know. I'm 22 and I don't know how to drive. It's hard because I guess like I'd have to save up to get the like pedal extenders or the hand controls or whatnot. I made that my goal was to try to learn how to drive, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. But I really want to, because I feel like the thing that sucks the most is about having one leg and, you know, being in a wheelchair and stuff is not feeling like I have total independence. And I feel like if I could drive, I would feel more independent, you know? So I guess that's a goal of mine.
Yeah, she doesn't drive either.
Well, I've failed the permit test 5 times, so.
And then never went back.
Well,
Nice.
We're going in November, so maybe.
I drive. I got mine when I was 17, so a little later. But yeah, it just took me a while to figure out what I'd use to drive. I understand that it's like really hard. We had hand controls for a while until Malia.
I crashed.
She didn't crash. She
In the
jumped. She jumped the curb in a church parking lot.
And it made it on AFV.
She breaks too hard.
Stop!
Sorry.
Stop!
Yeah, so it like freaked us out after that, and so I went on Amazon, looked to see if they had pedal extenders, and they do. So I got them, and they worked perfectly fine.
I think too the thing is I'm only 4'2". I don't know if you guys
Same.
are
We're
nice.
2, 3.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we're all shorties. So it was like, even if I had pedal extenders, I feel like I couldn't even see over the wheel, so I'd have to get a booster seat, and that's so humiliating.
Do you know?
Just kidding. I don't really care. But
So what I use is my dad goes to football games a lot and stuff. So there's these like cushions that you bring with you and like you can sit on the seats with, and that's like he had those laying around, and he's like, "Why don't you try this?" And it works. So that's what I use.
that's awesome.
I'm sure a booster
Gonna have
seat
to
would
look
work.
that up.
Yeah, booster
Yeah.
seat would also work, but
Yeah, I feel that too. Like, I don't know if you guys have that same issue, but sitting down on like certain things are like hard on your tailbone, and I have to I actually just detach my wheelchair seat and I take it with me to sit in the car sometimes, or if I know I'm going to be sitting somewhere that's really hard on my tailbone, because it's hard, it's uncomfortable, but
Yeah.
and that's the thing too, driving with my tailbone, I feel like that would be kind of spooky. So I need to find something that works for me, get a donut pillow or something like that.
Yeah. I have more of the problem with my pelvis hurting, or I have had leg surgery too, and so my leg, my side on the side of my leg will hurt, but
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys have that, but my hip is really high up because of my scoliosis, and so it's kind of offset. So my leg kind of goes out this way more.
same.
And so it's super uncomfortable, and every time I go to sit next to somebody, I'm like, nope, I got to be on the left side because I can't have my leg touching somebody, or it's just it's a weird thing that I have.
Yeah, we have to sit opposite, or
Kendra.
else we our legs will touch and it gets annoying.
Yeah.
With your leg and everything moving outward, does it ever the muscle get really hurt a lot? At certain times?
Yeah, I noticed that sometimes, even sitting in my wheelchair, my leg starts to hurt, and it's almost like I need to take a run or something to I don't know, kind of loosen up the muscle or something like that, or do some stretches. So it gets kind of frustrating. So I'm like, I can't run. So
Yeah.
it does start to hurt. It gets really uncomfortable.
Yeah,
But
I had to get
I
my
just-
leg realigned for that.
Did you?
Yeah. So they pretty much cut my bone in half at the top of my femur, and then they put a plate in and rotated it so it's better. And then a year later, the screws broke in it, and they had to go back in and replace it with a bigger plate and bigger screws and everything so it wouldn't break. And it's been way better than
That's
being
awesome.
sore and stuff. But even if I sit down for a long period of time, then it starts to hurt. But walking and stuff is a lot better than it was before. So
That's awesome. Yeah, I wish that it was easier for me because I see you guys in your walkers and everything, and I'm like, dang, they're zooming. I wish I could do that, but I'm not as limber as I used to be. But I think that'd be nice to be able to walk around in my crutches every now and then. My little sister, who's 2, she was getting out of the shower yesterday, and I was sitting on the edge of the tub because I was helping her wash her hair. And she goes, here, let me teach you how to walk. And she starts walking really slowly. And she's like, here, like this. And I was like, I can't do that because I don't have another leg. And she's like, here, I'll help you. I got it. I'll help you. And so she was trying to teach me how to walk. And I thought that was hilarious because I was like, she doesn't get it, but
Yeah.
I think it's cute, though.
we have a nephew that's 2, and he does things like that. He'll try to push us on our stools. We use stools inside. Here, I'll show you what it looks like that. Woo.
Oh, yeah.
To get around
That's
inside.
cool.
And so he tries to push us on those when he wants us to go somewhere, different things.
Yeah, my sister, she tries to fight me over my wheelchair. And she'll get in it, and I'm like, I need my wheelchair. And she's like, no, this is my wheelchair. I need it. And I'm like, you're taking my legs away from me. How am I supposed to move? And she's just such a little smart aleck about it, but I think it's funny.
Do you ever crawl on the ground or anything?
So that'd be pretty much my only way of getting around until I was 15. And we would use the wheelchairs and stuff outside of the house, but inside of the house I would just crawl. But I started getting really bad calluses on my hands. I don't know if you guys get those, but and so it was really hard for me to do that. When I'm in my room, I if I need something and I'm on the floor, I can I just crawl around kind of like a little spider monkey. And then when I get into the bathroom, because my bathroom's not wheelchair accessible, I crawl into the bathroom and it's fine. I just can't do it for very long because my back starts to ache and I croak basically. So
We don't crawl around the house anymore. We used to, but we do crawl when we need to. It just gets tiring after.
It does.
A little
Yeah,
bit.
it's exhausting. It's like, I don't know how I used to do this every day. when
Yeah,
I was younger.
exactly. Malia had like heart surgery and wasn't allowed to use her arms, so we got this so she wouldn't have to use her arms to crawl. And now it's made us so less being able to crawl, like, because
I just feel so heavy when I try to crawl. It's like,
Me too. I feel like I'm on like my 600-pound life, and I can't even like lift myself up. And I'm only 85 pounds, so that I feel like I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just gargantuan trying to carry my weight around. It's insane.
yeah, same. Yeah, same. Did you expect your TikTok to blow up like that?
I didn't. I had posted that first TikTok that I did about me and my sister. And when I had posted it, I remember I had 80 followers. And so I had refreshed it like an hour later, and I had gotten like 3 likes on it. One of my close friends, Emily, she commented on it, and that was it. And so I was like, okay, it was just for fun anyways. I didn't really care. I didn't even tell my family that I had posted it because I didn't expect anyone to see it. And so then later on, I had went shopping with my family, and then I was just doing errands, and I got home, and my friend had texted me, and she goes, "You didn't tell me you blew up on TikTok." And I was like, "What are you talking about? Like, seriously, what is this?" And so I went on my app because I don't have my notifications on. And so I went on the app, and it had already hit like 1 million views.
oh my god.
And yeah, and
That's crazy.
I didn't even know that. It was kind of scary because I was like, oh my gosh, like all these people had seen it. And I think it's been a couple weeks, and I hit 30,000 followers last night. And I think that video has 5 million views.
7.
Or, oh my gosh, 7 million?
Yep, 7.1
crazy.
million.
That is insane. Yeah, see, I didn't even know. I didn't expect anyone to see it. And a lot of people were being so nice, and I was really surprised at the responses I was getting because, I don't know, I thought people were going to be jerks. It's the internet. Sometimes people can be kind of harsh, but I was getting so many amazing responses, and yeah, it pretty much blew up overnight. It was really shocking.
Where can we find you? Like, where can they find you?
You can find me on TikTok and on Instagram, and my username is Oneleggabby. And so far, that's the only social medias that I'm on right now.
Go check her out. And
We'll leave links below.
yes. So, yeah, thanks everybody for watching.
Subscribe if you haven't already.
Yep. So, okay, bye.
Bye.